Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 27th, and this is Wake Up with KERA News. Hi there, I'm Andrew Garcia. Today's highs will hold steady in the upper 90s, and there's a chance some of the scattered showers currently over central Texas will make their way up to North Texas, but not till later on this week. On today's show, how towns in Arlington are changing their reputation as speed traps. First, though, let's get into the news. Another round of free COVID tests is on its way. At the end of September, every household will be able to order 4 rapid tests. The new tests will be able to detect newer COVID-19 variants. The FDA also approved 2 updated COVID vaccines that'll be available in a few days. University of Texas at Dallas's President Richard Benson announced his resignation yesterday, just a week into the fall semester. Benson says he'll remain in the role until they find his successor, which could take the majority of the 24-25 school year. After 8 years as president, he hopes to contribute to the university in other capacities moving forward. Two towns within the city of Arlington are known for their strict enforcement of speed limits. In fact, some go as far as calling Pantego and Dalworthington Gardens speed traps. Longtime police presence on roads that cut through both towns have trained generations of North Texans to keep an eye on their speedometers. But as KERA's Kaylee Broussard reports, officials from both towns are trying to distance themselves from that label.
For decades, new transplants and drivers alike have gotten the same advice in North Texas. Watch the speed limits in Pantego and Dalworthington Gardens. It's advice that Jill Weaver received and took to heart when she moved to the area 17 years ago. She sets her cruise control a mile under the speed limit when she drives down Bowen Road in Dalworthington Gardens.
At 39, they won't pull me over. Even if my speedometer is off a little bit, I laugh because people will get frustrated behind me. I can see them in my rearview mirror and they'll go around me. And then just a few blocks down the road, they're pulled over.
With the son learning to drive, Weaver said enforcement in both towns is a good lesson for him, one she's trying to instill as he gets acquainted with the road.
I'm not paying that ticket, and I definitely don't want my insurance to go up any more than it did with having a teenage boy driving.
Rob Arndt remembers making a game of counting the number of cars Pantego police pulled over on Bowen Road during mornings attending Bailey Junior High School.
Now, granted, this was a school zone, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it was an odd day if we did not see somebody pulled over in the morning before school.
Officials from both cities deny running speed traps and say they're just trying to make their cities safer. Lori Bianco is mayor of Dalworthington Gardens.
We just enforce the law as it is. We find that it is a great deterrent. Whenever you see a police officer stopping someone, don't you automatically hit the brakes? Absolutely you do.
Dalworthington Gardens police issued around 4,300 moving and non-moving traffic citations between January 2023 and August 2024. Pantego Mayor Russ Brewster said police in his town also enforce speed limits and are tired of the speed trap stigma.
I don't know why it's really lingered that long. I mean, we're actively enforcing our town and our speed limits, but we're not overly enforcing those as some folks like to think.
Pantego police issued around 3,200 citations between last January and August 13th of this year, according to data sent to KERA News. There are a couple spots where Brewster said people might get confused. A driver along Park Road Drive, for instance, could go 40 miles per hour, drive down the hill, then hit Pantego's 35 miles per hour sign at the bottom. Depending on the time of day, the school zone in front of Pantego Christian Academy could be active.
I'd like to say they don't really think about it when they're going down a hill. They pick up speed. They don't think, I need to hit those brakes and slow down a little bit because I see the speed limit sign, but they just seem to coast right through that.
There's also a long school zone on Bowen Road in Pantego. State law prohibits ticket quotas. That means law enforcement agencies cannot make officers issue a certain amount of tickets in order to generate city revenue. But speed traps can take many forms, and there's no state law that prohibits the increased enforcement typically associated with the label. Both Brewster and Bianco said they'd like people to think of their town's uniqueness before their traffic enforcement. Bianco said Dalworthington Gardens is working on its economic development, especially along Bowen Road.
We're trying to establish ourselves as a destination city. For many years, we were looked at as a bedroom community.
Bianco said the city will always do what it can to enforce its laws.
And we have laws for a reason. If people don't follow them, then our society becomes chaotic.
And though some will call both cities speed traps, others, like Forrest Nelson, say police in both towns are just doing their job.
I think it's urban legend. And quite frankly, not a bad urban legend to have. If it keeps the crime out of your town.
Urban legend or not, both Bianco and Brewster said their towns are welcoming. Just mind the speed limit.
That was KERA's Kaylee Broussard reporting. If you're looking for some North Texas sports to watch today, we've got you covered. The Texas Rangers are in Chicago, starting their series against the White Sox, where hopefully the Rangers can notch some wins against the worst team in baseball this year. And the Dallas Wings play the Las Vegas Aces tonight, starting at 7. Dinosaurs Live is back at the Hurd Natural Science Museum and Wildlife Sanctuary, and yes, that is Dinosaurs Live with an exclamation point. Dinosaur lovers can learn more about them through life-sized animatronic models throughout the museum. For more info and other fun events, check out kera.org/calendar. Thank you for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show was produced and edited by Shardae White and Becca Moore. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get more morning news you need from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at KERATX. We'll see you tomorrow.